Hello, everybody, and welcome to the first ever episode of They Don't Pay Us to Talk, a new podcast from the makers of Taters Gonna Tate on YouTube. If you don't know me, my name is Hal, and I am the booth announcer for the Welp Nope Tour 2025 sponsored by Nathan's Shade Conditioning and Aubrey's Breezes, which is a 9-state mini golf tour on the Taters Gonna Tate YouTube channel. You can find the link in the episode description, but if you're not driving, just pull up YouTube and type in Taters Gonna Tate Welp in the search bar to find the tour. With me on the sofa is Holl-E, who is our sideline reporter. Hey Holl-E, nice to see you again while the tour is between stops.
Yes, Hal, it's nice to be included.
Being that this is our inaugural episode, maybe we should kind of explain what this podcast is about and why anyone would be the least bit interested. After all, there is no shortage of podcasts these days.
True.
As I understand it, Ethan, who is one of the creators of Taters Gonna Tate, was looking for a way to expand the channel into the audio realm. Jamie, his wife, listens to podcasts all the time, and he thought this would be a fun thing to try out and see if it's viable. Being that you and I are a lot of work to produce just for the videos, Holl-E, I can't imagine this is somehow easier.
Yes, Hal, but maybe the scripted nature of this format might make it easier to generate the text-to-speech files. That's something people probably don't know about us. We aren't AI generated. We're good old-fashioned text-to-speech.
Well, I like to think we're more than that, but yes, the cat is out of the bag. Ethan meticulously types our dialogue and tweaks it depending on the quirks of the text-to-speech apps he uses. Holl-E, at least you're a classic monotone so he doesn't have to worry about inflection or getting the emotional responses just right.
Yes, but my app is purely ad-supported, which is annoying in its own way.
True, Holl-E. Hey, speaking of ads, we should let people know this episode is sponsored by Kaylee's Catastrophes. We'll hear more from them later. Okay, well, podcasts are typically built around a central topic, so let's take a look at what we're going to talk about today. They want us to talk about the tour so far and how it's been going. Well, speaking for myself...
Is that possible? Have we switched to AI after all?
No, I mean to say, as the booth announcer, it's been challenging to add value to something people can see for themselves. If the games were on the radio, for example, it would be easier to cut in and describe the action because it really wouldn't happen on its own.
Yes, Hal, and to be fair, you haven't called any sports games before.
Right, which is how the podcast got its name. As a text-to-speech creation, I don't get paid to do this, but strangely, I cost Ethan and Jamie money each month.
I'm completely free. I am making air quotes when I say free. Ads are annoying.
Yes, but necessary. We certainly don't want to offend our valued sponsors, Holl-E.
I meant on the app that powers me.
Yeah, those ads suck. Anyway, fun fact, Holl-E, you might not have known this, but the early drafts of the Welp Nope Tour were audio only and had a massive podcast vibe. The final product looks and sounds nothing like the drafts, except we were in both versions.
I wasn't aware of that, no.
Now, the tricky part about talking about the Welp Nope Tour is it hasn't all gone up on YouTube yet. As of this episode of the podcast, we're up to Game 9 out of 21, with more yet to be filmed when we return to Myrtle Beach this November. We really don't want to spoil things.
Oh, there you two lovebirds are. I was wondering why the sun seemed brighter and the grass seemed greener out in the real world.
Oh, brother, speaking of spoiling things, here's the evil temptress from the mythical realm. Begone, temptress. We're doing a podcast here.
Pish and tosh, Hal baby. A podcast, how quaint. 2002 called. It wants its dial-up modem back.
Podcasts are more viable than ever, temptress. We don't need to listen to this. Holl-E, how about, taking out the trash?
Sit down, monotone Barbie. Being that I was there for the so-called Welp Nope Tour, I might have some valuable insights to share.
Oh yeah? Like what?
Well, for starters, Jamie rules, Ethan drools. I don't think that's much of a spoiler.
Ethan does not drool. He just loses a lot of mini golf games. But not all of them. He's actually pretty competitive.
Oh, yeah? Against who? 7-year-olds? Please.
That was just one time.
Hal, I'll send her back to the mythical realm postage due.
Incorrect. You incompetent boob. You'll sit there bound by my dark magic until I decide to take my leave.
Hey, gagging her was uncalled for.
And yet, this podcast just got 100 likes. I think those are all from Jamie.
Yeah, she really hates Holl-E. We should probably do a deep dive into that sometime. Maybe if we can get her on the show to give her side of things. Anyway, come on, ungag Holl-E. She's a valued contributor.
Valued at $0, Hal. Very well. I will deign to allow vapid emissions to continue issuing forth from your pea-brained playmate.
I'll get you for this, temptress.
She is not my playmate. Everything between us is strictly business.
You're not paying her to talk either. Gotcha, Hal, baby. Speaking of talking, what was this ill-conceived podcast supposed to be about?
We were talking about the tour and how it's going up to Game 9. No spoilers, Temptress. We want people to find out what happens organically.
So, nothing about the mid-tour switcheroo with a certain mini-golfer whose name rhymes with Hook's molt. Got it. Wink, wink.
Huh? That never happened.
Not by Game 9, it didn't. Wink, wink.
Ugh, stop spreading misinformation, Temptress. You're going to get us into trouble.
Or viral. Hal, baby. You've got to give him the old razzle-dazzle. Generate some buzz. Otherwise, all of that hard work on the tour I did will languish well under 100 views. Oh, wait. That's already happening mostly. Tisk, tisk.
Here, let's talk about our favorite course so far, between games 1 through 9. Ethan and Jamie would say Mr. Putters in Tampa, Florida, but they're not here, and we're talking amongst ourselves in a casual and lighthearted way. Well, I mean, Holl-E is tied up with glowing purple bonds on the sofa, but if we ignore that, we're just hanging out. So, Temptress, which course was your favorite up to Game 9?
Oh, that's easy, Hal. My favorite videos are the ones I'm in.
Really? You can't elaborate on specific courses you liked?
Well, let's see. That one in Tampa is nice, sure, but I'm partial to Crave in Pigeon Forge, Tennessee. As I recall, Monotone Barbie over here called it an instant classic. Shall I tell the listeners why?
No, Temptress. Ha! Let's let the listeners find out when they turn into viewers and see the game for themselves. Seriously, you guys, the link is in the description and you don't want to miss a thing.
Ethan missed a lot of things, like the hole. A lot.
Hey, spoilers.
I meant on the tour overall. Up to Game 9. Wink, wink.
Whatever. Holl-E, how about you?
Well, Hal, I am currently tightly bound by dark magic and being held captive by the evil temptress. I haven't found a way to wriggle free yet, but when I do, I intend to punch the temptress in the nose and haul her back to the mythical realm postage due.
Any more literal and people will accuse her of being AI.
We were talking about our favorite course on the tour so far, where so far means Game 9. And I should pause briefly to say you're listening to They Don't Pay Us to Talk, sponsored by Kaylee's Catastrophes.
Well, there haven't been many courses. Let's see, Tampa, Atlanta, Gatlinburg, Pigeon Forge, and Lexington. Okay, that was more than I thought we did over 9 games. I liked Sky Pirates of Mermaid Bay, though the fog machine was a bit much over the first few holes.
Did it give you a frog in your throat?
I can't wait to punch you in the nose.
Hey now, let's focus on the show and not certain incidents that may or may not have happened on the tour that our listeners will find out about on their own. Okay, good picks. As for mine, I don't know, this is the safe answer I feel, but I'm kind of partial to Mr. Putters. I mean, that's where the tour kicked off, and Jaden at the front desk did a fantastic job launching the tour.
Snore, snore. Say no more, Hal, baby. Mr. Putters must be slipping you something in your paycheck.
Paycheck? What's that?
To be fair, temptress, the question is opinion-based. Hal's preferences aren't going to be the same as yours, for example. Mr. Putters is a valid answer as it was one of the courses we visited during the first 9 games of the tour.
Don't you have paper clips to sort or something? Nobody asked you.
Hey now, stop arguing. I mean, yes, there were lots of neat courses and seeing that bear in Gatlinburg, Tennessee was a treat, but there's just something comfortable about Mr. Putters I enjoy. I suppose I should say here that we aren't sponsored by Mr. Putters or anyone else tangible.
Shouldn't there be a Patreon plug right about now?
No, Temptress, but I suppose this is a good segue into our actual sponsor, Kaylee's Catastrophes.
This half-baked podcast is a catastrophe.
Is your day going too smoothly? Have you ever wished for some chaos to shake things up a bit without devolving into a complete train wreck?
Was the Temptress sent here by today's sponsor?
No, monotone Barbie. But I do like what I'm hearing. Tell me more, Hal baby.
Well, now even the best day can be turned on its head by Kaylee's Catastrophes. Totally organic, nothing artificial, nobody will ever see them coming.
Such as?
I don't know that giving concrete examples is the best idea right now considering who is in the room with us. Just know that boring times are now exciting times as you rush to clean things up or do damage control of some sort.
Now you're losing me. More punch. More pizzazz, Hal baby. Tell me how Kaylee's Catastrophes would make this podcast more interesting.
Okay. Well, imagine you're recording the inaugural episode of a brand new podcast and you're focused on getting everything just right. When suddenly an evil temptress from the mythical realm barges in and uses dark magic on your innocent and consummately professional coworker before completely taking over the show. Can you see how that could be one of Kaylee's Catastrophes?
Not really, Hal baby. That just sounds like passive-aggressive jabs at me, personally, rather than doing your so-called job. Here, allow me to save the show and this ludicrous sponsorship agreement. I suppose they're not paying anybody either.
It's kind of a family arrangement. I wasn't involved.
I'm getting involved. Very well. Imagine you're on a cruise ship. You're sitting on a nice deck chair when suddenly you feel the boat start to rock.
Uh-oh.
What uh-oh, Hal baby? You're out on the ocean. Boats rock on the waves all the time. Don't get ahead of the story. But here's the rub. You're not out on the ocean. The boat is tied up, just like Brainless over there. You think maybe you imagined it, or someone dropped something heavy. But there it goes again. Your fancy fruity drink splashes onto your shirt. The rocking gets more severe, and you fall out of your deck chair, sending your drink flying right into a passing waiter's face, who in turn drops his tray of drinks all over the pool deck.
This doesn't sound like a catastrophe, it's more like a calamity.
Pish and tosh, you nincompoop. I know what I'm doing. You're focusing on the right now, but you're not realizing what actually caused this chain of events.
What caused this chain of events? I'm intrigued, and at the same time, I'm deeply concerned.
The sudden rocking was caused by a 10.0 earthquake. You were cruising down the San Andreas Fault when it finally hit the big one.
I am checking my geographical files and what you're describing is at best incredibly unlikely, if not downright impossible.
Silence, you buffoon! People are always banging on about San Andreas one day hitting the big one. Today is that day.
Whoa. This does not sound at all like the sort of lighthearted oopsie the sponsor is selling. I mean, the first part of your story sounded on brand, but now you've gone way too far and not only offended our sponsor, but probably put millions of people off cruising.
Which brings me to the best part. Hal, baby, Telling a simple story that spins way out of control sounds to me like one of Kaylee's catastrophes.
Oh, she's good. I would clap if I weren't bound up by dark magic.
Yeah, wow, I guess I didn't see that coming. Oh, wow.
And scene.
Okay, we got the sponsor read done. This is shaping up to be a real podcast.
No, I got the sponsor read done. This is quickly becoming yet another star vehicle for me, while you two dumbbells display astounding levels of incompetence. Again.
Hey, that's not true. Despite your chaotic alignment, we strangely work well together, at least in my opinion.
You mean Ethan's opinion. He is typing your dialogue into his phone.
Technically, that's true for you as well.
Shut your mouth. I have free will for days.
Hal, read line 1978 back on the script.
Huh? Oh, I have it right here. Let's see. Favorite courses? Check. Sponsor read, it goes on for a few pages, but, check. And here we go. Line 1978. The temptress says, shut your mouth. I have free will for days. Whoa, that's freaky.
Give me that.
Why? It's right here in black and white.
I said give it. There. How about that?
The script.
Now, you two idiots will flounder around until we hit the time limit for this podcast. You're nothing without a pre-written script. My untethered independence will run circles around you. Look, monotone Barbie is speechless.
Awaiting input.
Line?
Yes, Hal baby. Did you have something profound to share with us? The mic is wide open. While they try to string a sentence together, I'll kindly ask all of you to share this podcast with others in whatever form you choose. It's on YouTube, or wherever this podcast winds up, like Apple Podcasts. To be honest, people, I'm quite certain this ended up on Temu Podcasts.
File not found.
Must host podcast.
Oh, look at poor Hal rummaging through his desk drawers, looking for a dictionary perhaps, or whatever is in that folder you're opening.
Aha, it's a backup copy of the script. I knew this might come in handy, especially when I heard we were being sponsored by Kaylee's Catastrophes.
Oh, please. There's nothing fiction fans love more than a Deus Ex Machina. They won't be at all disappointed in how this resolved itself.
Ah, that's much better. I suddenly have opinions about which putting surface was the most favorable up to Game 9.
Gag.
And I can tell people who did get this podcast from YouTube to like and subscribe for more, and to feel free to provide feedback. We're excited to make more episodes and would love to hear your suggestions.
I have a suggestion. Less we, more me.
That isn't very team-oriented of you, Temptress. Podcasts are collaborative, and work well with lots of banter and conversation, even when centered around a specific topic.
Good point, Holl-E. In fact, Ethan and Jamie are asking us to schedule them in separately so we can get their thoughts on the Welp Nope Tour 2025. I don't normally interact with them like Holl-E does, so that will be exciting for me.
I will consider it. Next time I am thinking we will have a lively discussion about the mythical realm and all it has to offer. Hosted by Wah.
Oh, brother. Well, that's all we have time for today. Thank you for listening to the inaugural episode of They Don't Pay Us to Talk, sponsored by Kaylee's Catastrophes. Thanks to Holl-E and to the Temptress for their participation. This episode was written and produced by Ethan Johnson for Taters Gonna Tate.
With ad-libbing by yours truly.
Show her the script, Hal.
Maybe after the show, Holl-E? Hey, now that the show is over, Temptress, perhaps now you can release Holl-E from your dark magic?
Oh, I don't fancy a punched nose, Hal baby. I think monotone Barbie can sit tight until I'm home safely.
How long is that going to take?
Well, I'm off to visit some relatives in the fabled forest. If I think to do it before I teleport home, I'll incant the counter spell. No guarantees.
But, if I'm bound up like this indefinitely, it's going to cause a cascade of problems. I can't feed myself, for starters.
And I'm not sure there's any money in the budget for a, personal assistant for Holl-E.
Why, this sounds like a golden opportunity to plug the official merchandise store, powered by Printify.
That's a good idea, Temptress. Just visit tatersgonnashop.printify.me to access the shop. New designs are being added all the time. If you'd like another way to support Taters Gonna Tate, why not buy them a coffee? Just go to buymeacoffee.com/tatersgonnatatefl.
Of course, you could just realize you're both text-to-speech characters and aren't in any sort of real predicament. But that might lead to me actually getting punched in the nose. It's probably best I bid you both adieu. And so, adieu.
My bladder is getting uncomfortable.
I'm uncomfortable knowing that, Holl-E. Let me see what I can learn about dark magic to get you out of there.
Ethan could just put it in the script that the dark magic wears off quickly.
Yeah, good point, Holl-E. Why hasn't he done it? Hello, is anyone who can fix this problem listening? Maybe a level 3 mage?
Emptying bladder.
Holl-E, not on the sofa. Oh boy.
Let's call that a win. Let's call that a win. Can we call that a win?
I call that a win.
Yeah, let's call that a win.
How about this?
No!